Hey everybody, come on in. We about to do a little review over Greenleaf tonight. Oh, and happy Friday. I hope everybody been having an enjoyable Friday morning, afternoon, and evening. I'm a little late tonight because I was actually on somebody else's YouTube channel for the last few hours because we were having a networking party. If you were there, make sure you give a shout out to Miss Gina, Queen of Talk, because she does it almost every Friday. She has a networking party where all her YouTube subscribers participate, and we invite other people to her channel to like her channel and subscribe to her channel. And then everybody just subscribes to each other and, friend each other and stuff. So that's what we do over there, and you end up getting a lot of support from other YouTubers, so it's really really cool. I always promote it whenever she's having it. I share it on all my uh Facebook groups and my Facebook channels and my YouTube channels and all that stuff. So you guys, make sure you pay attention to those posts because we have them every week, almost every Friday, a YouTube networking party. So make sure you guys click like on this video when you come in. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you subscribe to Miss Gina, Queen of Talks channel as well, because again, she is a great YouTuber. She's a very supportive YouTuber. You would love her channel. She doesn't have like a dedicated channel to any kind of content or topic. We sometimes be all over the place. From children to celebrities to family, love, relationships. We be all over the place sometimes. So anyway, make sure you subscribe to her if you are not already subscribed. But again, we are going to be going over Greenleaf, so I hope everybody got a chance to watch that the other day. It was really, really, really exciting. And again, we got some new revelations from this most recent episode from different cast members or characters, actors and whatnot. But anywho, at the end of the last episode, before this one, we had saw how Grace had found out. I'm sorry, not Grace, but Grace. I'm sorry. Well, first it was Lady May. First, Lady May found out from Aaron, which is Lionel's son, that he had passed away. And you remember, Lionel had reached out to Lady May because he is under the assumption that Grace, which is Lady May's oldest daughter, is his daughter, because way back in the day, Lady May and Lionel had a very brief affair when Lady May had got upset because, her husband, the bishop, had slept with her sister. But anyway, to the present, Grace had just found out from Aaron. He hit her up and he told her that his father, Lionel, had just passed away. Now, keep in mind, Lady May never told Grace that it's a possibility that Lionel might be her father. And Lionel went to his deathbed, probably regretting the fact that he never approached Grace with that. And of course, Lady May, he asked her, I want to speak to Grace before I die. He knew he was leaving this earth soon. And Lady May refused to give him that before he died. So thank God he told his son Aaron, and Aaron went ahead and told Grace, not only has my father died, but my father believes that you are his daughter. So we started off on this episode with Grace. Once again, she's approaching her mother, Lady May, and she's like, Mom, this is what Aaron said. Is it true? Is Lionel my father? And May was like, I was waiting for her to say yes, no, something. She said she did not know. She has no idea who Grace's father is. But what got me was when she said that, she was like, are you going to, take advantage of that? Are you going to, put it all out there? Are you going to let everybody know? I know everybody isn't perfect, but sometimes, sometimes stuff just happen. Sometimes stuff happen, even though it was a possibility that it could have been prevented. Because men, you just do not fall into it, and women, they just don't trip into it. So you know what I'm saying. This could have possibly been, prevented. But how did y'all feel when Lady Mae was telling Grace? If she's not going to inform anybody else of this huge news that she just found out, then May doesn't want to have anything else to do with it. She don't want to have any further discussions about it, about the subject of who her real daddy is. And I'm like, are you serious? She don't want to discuss with her own daughter, ever again about the fact that she has no earthly idea who her father is. And I'm like, Lord, today, May, are you serious? But you know what? Lady May is trying to pastor that church. So I think that's basically what she was getting at. If you is not going to tell everybody else, then we might as well keep this swept up under the rug, because she's trying to take over that church. But then at Jacob's house, him and his wife Carissa, we see them arguing because, Carissa, she's still upset, still pissed off because of that kiss between Jacob and Tasha. On top of the fact that Tasha helped Basie and Rochelle embezzle all that money, $200,000 to be in fact, from Jacob's church. And nobody basically tells, Jacob, okay, it was just a kiss. If y'all follow the show, it was just a kiss. It was a very, very, very passionate kiss. And I think Tasha feels way more for Jacob than he does for her, but Jacob still cares about her. But anywho, you can tell that he cares about Tasha, because when he was trying to reach her, over and over again, he's trying to call her, she's not answering the phone, and he's like, I'm going to go over there, I got to go check on her, I got to go, make sure everything's okay. And his wife Carissa was like, "Are you sure you're trying to make sure Basie ain't getting away, or are you really just going over there because you care about Tasha?" And in so many words, he says, "Does it really matter? I'm going over there." So he got ready to go over there and everything, but he knew that Basie, just from the sound of his voice and from Basie meeting up with him when it should have been Tasha on last episode, he knew that Basie was probably capable of doing something to Tasha, putting his hands on her or whatnot. And Tasha is scared of Basie, so that's the reason why he was trying to get over there and trying to reach her. But when at Tasha's house, when Rochelle had came over there, because Basie and them was trying to skip town. Everybody already knows it was Basie, it was Rochelle, it was Tasha who had came up with that scheme, to embezzle all that money from Jacob's church through the bishop's account. So they're trying to get the heck out of there. Tasha, now we done seen several times where Tasha was like, "No, Rochelle, I don't want to do this anymore. Jacob's a good guy. I don't want to do this anymore. I helped you. I did what you asked. You got the money. Now just leave me alone." But no, no, Basie got other plans for her, and so does Rochelle. But when Rochelle snatched her up off of that stool, I was like, she was like, "Do what your husband say. Do what your husband, if he said pack your bags and get your butt into that car so we can get the hell out of here, that's what you need to do." She must have snatched her off of that chair, and I was like, Tasha was just like, "No, I don't want to go." Tasha, I hate that they made her so soft in this show. But Tasha, she is too soft. She need to get some backbone, because I would have retched all the way around on Rochelle. And I would have, while she trying to snatch me off of that stool, she probably would have got hit with that stool. But anyway, Tasha needs to stand up for herself and grow a backbone, because that took me over right there. I was like, look at Rochelle. But anyway, Rochelle and Basie, to me, I don't know why, but they supposed to be siblings. They supposed to have the same father. But to me, it seemed like they were acting more like a couple versus a sibling. They were acting more like Bonnie and Clyde to me, more like siblings. But you know, that's just what I thought. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. But anyway, back to Grace. Now she had called Aaron and he was like, "Hello?" And she said, "Hey, this is your maybe half sister. Do you think we could get together and hook up so we can get a blood test?" Grace is not, basically, she's not going to leave it right there. Lady May, she wants to keep it swept under the rug. Grace is like, "No, I want to take this test. I need to know who my daddy is." So he's like, "Yeah, that's cool. We can go ahead and get the blood test and everything. Even if we got to take it all the way to Maury, we can go ahead and get that blood test." And then, I also didn't like how Lady May, you know how she always talking about people shaming her or shaming the church, or she's embarrassed. People always embarrassing her and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like Bishop, Grace, Aaron, Rochelle, Tasha, who else? I can go on and on and on. Her sister, Mabel. She thinks everybody brings shame to her or shame to the church. But May, her shame, as far as her sleeping around with her husband's good old friend Lionel, she doesn't want that brought to light. She's always talking about everybody else and what they've done and why they don't deserve this and why they don't deserve that. But she keeps her skeletons locked up in that closet. But what's going to happen is somebody's going to shake them dusty rugs out instead of leaving all that hot mess under the rugs, because that's what a lot of people do, especially in these black families of ours. We the main ones who will sweep stuff under the rug that somebody done, uncle, cousin, daddy, grandpa, I ain't gonna get into it. Y'all know what I'm saying. But anyway, a lot of that was going on in their family, from their uncle to even May's father. We had saw, he was doing some stuff to her too. But anyway, they've been doing enough of that. And Gray is like, you know what? She's ready to find out if that's really her father. So anyway, about this embezzlement situation, Grace and Bishop, they were sitting around, speaking to their attorney and discussing the matter of the embezzlement. And they learned that the U.S. attorney is actually thinking about pressing charges for bank and wire fraud, against the bishop. But out of all the things that a lawyer would recommend you to do. Oh, and hey, everybody on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I got 2 channels now. Tanya Knows No Limit. Tanya Knows No Limit. And also Tanya Primetime TV /media review. So make sure you subscribe to both of those channels, because that's where I do most of my lives. And everybody on YouTube who's watching right now, make sure you follow me on Instagram at Tanya Primetime TV. All one word. But anywho, back to the who's that trying to get on GNF Fat Boy? Who's that? I don't know. Sometimes I get confused and I don't know your YouTube names and your Instagram names don't match your real name all the time. So you gotta let me know who I'm talking to. But anyway, out of all things that they could recommend their client to do, they told James to basically plead senile or play senile. Claim he got dementia, Alzheimer's, pick one. They all about the same thing. They all about the same thing. Give or take a few symptoms. But anyway, don't forget that he does have Parkinson. And since he had Parkinson's disease, that's the disease where you shake a lot and, you're not really stable. And also, you lose your memory. Losing your memory is like one of the horrible side effects of Parkinson's disease. Oh, my nephew Cameron, that's who that is? He's like, "Hi, Auntie Tanya." See, I would have never known that was you. The picture, your profile picture is so tiny on my phone. And then your profile name. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, nephew?" You need to hit me up this weekend, for real, for real. But the bishop, since he still wants to lead leave the church, he ain't trying to claim that he got Parkinson's. I mean, that he got some kind of senile dementia. What's the other one? Alzheimer's. Any of those things like that, because he still wants to lead the church. And how he gonna lead the church if the congregation thinks that he might have a few screws loose? Like, he's a few cars short of a full deck. That's what they gonna be thinking. So instead of, going that route, he's like, you know what? You say, can you come over now? Who's gonna bring you over here now? It is 11 o'clock. I know my brother is not bringing you over at no 11 o'clock at night. But, anyway, he's like, you know what? I'm not going to plead any of those things. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my faith in the Lord, and I'm going to believe that he will be my lawyer in the courtroom. Now, if you if you grew up in church, I'm sure you done heard that before. I don't even know what song it is, but there's like, he would be the lawyer in the courtroom, something like that. But anywho, that's what he was trying to say. Now about Coralie. Now, Coralie, she's the lady that Grace and Rochelle has been working with, together to get her off from killing her husband, in self-defense. Allegedly, she killed her husband in self-defense. She called Rochelle because she's planning on kidnapping her children from, her foster parents, because she had her children taken away because she was arrested for, murdering her husband in self-defense. And so her kids went to foster care. So she tells Rochelle, I think something is happening to my kids. I think they've been abused. I'm going to go over there and get my kids. And Rochelle's like, no. You can't do that. If you go and steal them kids, you're going straight to jail. We already trying to get you off and get them to drop your case and, drop the charges for this murder. And you're going to go kidnap your children. And at first I'm thinking, why not just call the police? Why not call CPS? Because you really, really will be in a heap of trouble if you go this route, and they're trying to get you off for murder. But when I saw later Jacob and Grace sitting outside, down the street from Coralie's house, I was like, okay, because it kind of like skipped the beat. He had called Grace, told her something over the phone, and then next thing you know, they're sitting down the street for Coralie's house. And then when Rochelle and Tasha pulled up, I was like, okay, here we go. It's a setup. It took me a minute. I had a slow moment, y'all. Y'all probably figured that out, but I had a slow moment. I was like, why is they sitting down the street from Coralie's house? And I didn't even put two and two together. But then after, she said she was going to call in, go get her children, I was like, oh, okay, so this is going to be a setup. But anyway, when Rochelle and Tasha stopped by Coralie's home, Rochelle could not believe that they had, they had pulled the okie doke over her. She was going off on Coralie like something horrible, calling her bitches and telling her she's a lying murderer and she's going to hell and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, and then she told her and she don't deserve to get her kids back. And I was like, okay, she might have murdered her husband, but come on now, Rochelle, y'all literally just jacked $200,000 that we know of. It could have been more, but $200,000 that we know of from the church. You embezzled it. You hustled it. You tricked the pastor. You tricked everybody in the church, and you telling her she's going to hell? I was like, okay, you first, honey. You first. Get in the front of the line because you will be first. But then, Zora. Okay. We have been dealing with Zora, for like the whole season, basically. With her attitude, with her being grown and thinking she knows everything, not wanting to be at home anymore, ran away with her boyfriend, the one who was beating on her last season. And then this season, she ran away with him. Now, I was wondering about how long it would take for her to come back. And I also was wondering how many beatings she would take before she would come back. But it didn't work out that way. He actually up until the time she actually was trying to walk out the door, he really didn't put his hands on her. Yeah, he degraded her. He talked smack to her. He put her down. He played on her. He cheated on her. You know, all the other signs from an abusive mate. But he didn't hit her. But then at the end, when she got fed up with him, you know, okay, I think it was the point where he said, I'm gonna need you to do my laundry. I'm gonna need you to get my clothes together for my trip and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, hold up. You don't want me to go to school. You don't want me to get a job. You don't want me to go back home. So you're going to have to put me on your payroll. You got me doing paperwork. You got me doing your videos. You got me doing choreography. Now you want me to wash your dirty drawers? I was like, Nick. Now he tripping. She's like, you're going to have to put me on payroll. He wasn't trying to hear that. And then she was like, you know what? I'm just going to leave. I can't take it anymore. I'm bouncing. I'm getting the heck out of here. When she tried to leave out the door, first I was like, okay, he talked a little stuff. You know what? I don't need you anyway. You ain't that good at you know what anyway. I thought he was just gonna let her bounce out the door and just be upset. But he must have snatched her back and threw her over to the side and started choking the snot out of her. I was so happy that Zora found her backbone. Tasha ain't yet, but Zora found her backbone. She pushed him off of him. I'm like, dang, has she been getting some lessons? Watching on YouTube, some lessons on some Taibo or something? Because she must have knocked his butt off of her. And then, like, really, really quick, she grabbed her cell phone and started going live. And basically, she was daring him, touch me, put your hands on me. And she was on her live saying, you know, I'm leaving. He's telling me it's okay for me to leave. He's going to watch me leave out the house. He's not going to put his hands on me. And she backed up out the house. I was like, finally, she had the guts. She had, you know, the strength to leave him. So I'm hoping, like, after this, she'll go home. She'll make up with her family, you know, her friends, especially her grandma May, you know, and her mom and everything, and then get back into school. Because she literally stopped going to high school. She got all these letters, all these acceptance letters from these colleges and everything, but she had dropped out of high school. So, you know, I'm hoping she does, you know, get back, you know, on her grind. But as far as Bishop and Lady May, who do y'all think deserves to be the pastor of the church? Like, real talk. They both is like in competition with who's going to pastor the church. He wants to do it. She wants to do it. I have been saying from day one, I done told y'all, I do not think Lady May has what it takes to run a church. Just because you can preach, just because you sound good to people's ears, do not mean she can run a church. Lady May is a hothead, hot temper. She likes everything her way or no way. I just don't think she needs to be running the church. But, you know, they're still continuing to, you know, compete with leading the church. And then I see, you know, at the Lady May event, you know, the first people that they had out for the Lady May event, it was the dancers. And they were beautiful. They did a great job. You know, they was out there dancing and, you know, just, they be doing that at our church and I just be loving it. But it's mostly the kids and they be having like the stuff on their face and the white gloves and they be dancing and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But anywho, I thought that was really beautiful and angelic, you know, to start off the event. And then Charity, you know, now you know she's a Winans now. And you know I love me some Winans. All other Winans can sing. So, of course, she was up there. She led the choir in a song. And they did a wonderful job. And then when Charity and Pastor Patterson, a.k.a. Patti LaBelle, when they had announced, they introduced Lady May. Now, her and the bishop is both competing over pastoring the church. But they introduced Lady May as Pastor Lady May of Greenleaf. And everybody started clapping and standing up, you know, and all this. But Grace was looking on like, hold up. What's going on here? Because the only person they really want to pastor the church is Grace. They think that she's next in line. That's what the bishops, the bishop board, that's what they believe, that Grace should be the one who's actually pastoring the church, but she really don't want to do it. But when she saw them announce her mother as the pastor, she was like taken aback, like, what? This is crazy. But then her phone rang. She had to leave out the church, and it was actually the people who had did the blood test. They texted her. They told her that the test was back, so she can go and get the results. But while she was on her way to contact Aaron, her father, the bishop, stopped her in the hallway. And I don't know exactly what he was going through, but he was being like really sentimental, and it looked like he was about to break down. He was telling her how proud he is of her and how humble, and how no matter what he goes through, she's always there, there for him, no matter what they family goes through. And Grace is looking like, I thought for a second she was going to tell her Dad, you might not be Dad. I mean, I literally thought she was going to tell her, guess what I heard? Guess what I heard? That Lionel might be my daddy, and you might not be my daddy. But she didn't. She held it in, but I'm telling y'all, it looked like she was about to tell him, that she doesn't know if he is her true father. And at that moment when he was, talking to her and expressing how proud he is of her and everything, I was like, oh God, I hope these results really tells that Bishop is the father, because I think he would be absolutely devastated if he found out that Grace isn't his. But anywho, while Lady May is preaching, the next thing we see is Basie busting up, because Grace had left the bishop. The bishop went back to his office, and the next thing we saw was Basie busting all up in the bishop's office. And he had a gun. I was like, what the heck is going on? And where is top flight security? Like, security, where there's no security in the church. But that man had a gun, and he pointed it right at Bishop, and I was like, oh my God, is Bishop about to die? The man already has Parkinson's disease, so Parkinson's disease, you don't live that long with Parkinson's disease, so it's most likely he's gonna die soon anyway. But right now he's looking down the barrel of a gun that Basie, well, I like to call him Skanky Banks. I call him Skanky Banks. But anyway, he's looking down the barrel of his gun, and Skanky is just like, I don't know if he really, really wants to shoot him. Did y'all notice how bad he was shaking? Like, it looked like, I don't know, I rewinded it and everything, because I always watch my shows several times, at least one and a half times, to make sure I get all my notes from my reviews. But it looked like he was shaking, like he was pretty unsteady. So I don't know if it's because he don't really know how to control a gun, or because he really wasn't sure if he really wanted to use the gun. But anyway, the bishop, I know the bishop was probably in his mind like, my Father which art in heaven. Like, I'm going to say my last prayer. Let me get my last prayer out right now. But he was trying to use that reverse psychology on Basie. And I get it. I mean, I get why Basie is so upset. Because, I mean, if you guys remember all the way back a couple of seasons ago, Basie and Rochelle, who are siblings by the same dad, his name was Daryl Jane, and he used to actually work at the church. For those of y'all who might be a little lost or are not all the way caught up, but he was a caretaker at the church, So, they take care of the church, do painting, do maintenance, cut the grass, caretaker. When that fire got set at the church, it was actually Grace's father who wanted the church fire set. Basie's dad wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to be in the church. They didn't think nobody was in the church, but his dad happened to be in the church, and so when the church went up in flames, that's how their dad died. And then from then, Basie and Rochelle. They were like bounced around, family to family, foster home to foster home. So this is why this whole season, Basie, Tasha, and Rochelle has been conspiring to embezzle, and they did embezzle money from the church, basically as payback, you know. But anywho, Basie done lost his father, he done lost his wife, he lost his home, he lost all his money because he also was a extremely horrible gambler. He wasn't one of those people who gambled and won all kind of money. He was a horrible gambler who lost all his money and then started gambling the church's money. So then Jacob had got the church from him because he had lost the church because he had, you know, used all the money from the church. So anyway, all of this piled up on top of then the bishop having something to do with the fire. This is why we are where we are today. So anywho, while Caressa and Jacob are arguing over Tasha, over the kiss, and over her thinking he's in love with Tasha, Lady Mae was up there bringing the church house down with her preaching. Zora had finally came home, you know, and she happened to get home right in the middle of her mom, Caressa, telling Jacob she wants a divorce. Lady Mae, she had started preaching about this is your day of reckoning. This is what she was telling the congregation. Today is your day of reckoning. And at that time, with the bishop in there with Basie, I was just thinking, okay, this got to be a sign. This got to be a sign that he's about to get shot. But anywho, he's up, the bishop's up there trying to use that reverse psychology on Basie, you know, telling him you really don't want to do this, you know, anything you can think of for somebody not to shoot you in your head. That's what he was doing. But the thing about it is, his father wasn't killed purposely. I mean, it was an accident. It was a scandal, but it wasn't totally the bishop's fault. So I don't understand why Basie and them was just going for the bishop, because it wasn't totally the bishop's fault that his father died. But anywho, here we are. And I was just like, please, somebody just please come in there and get that gun. Get the gun away from Basie before somebody, is that Miss Goddess? God's God. Oh Lord, I be trying to read y'all YouTube names and y'all Instagram names. God's gal knowing her. Okay, God's gal knowing her worth. Okay, I like that. Hey, thanks for joining in. We're almost right at the end of my review of Greenleaf. So you might have to rewind it to watch the entire review if you want to see the entire review. But anyway, I was like, man, if somebody don't come in there and get that gun from Basie. But at the end of the show, what do they normally do? It ends right before I was like, oh my God. And then Lady Mae, just all she kept preaching was reckoning. Today is your day of reckoning. Your time is here. Da 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 da. And I'm like, is he really going to kill the bishop? Is he going to injure the bishop? Is this how Lady Mae is going to become pastor of the church? I need some answers. I need some answers. I was so upset. Like, come on. I hate when they end episodes like that. But anywho, what do y'all think? Who do y'all think is going to end up being pastor? Do y'all think Basie is really going to shoot the bishop? Or do y'all think he's going to be able to talk him down? Or do y'all think somebody's going to come in and break it up? Let me know what y'all think. But overall, let me know what you thought about the entire episode. And let me know what you thought about the different characters. Especially Rochelle. I was like, oh my God. Oh, not just her, but Tasha as well. Like Tasha and her being so soft when it comes to Basie and when it comes to Rochelle. I mean, in the end, she did, you know, go over to Grace's and Jacob's side, you know, when Rochelle stormed out of Corley's house. Once she found out it was a setup, and she tried to make Tasha go with her, but Tasha was like, nope, I'm not going. Tasha did agree that she was going to confess. She was going to explain to the DA, to the attorneys, everything that happened and how Jacob and the bishop had nothing to do. They didn't know anything about the embezzlement. And then on top of that, Cora Lee, she was like, is this going to help me now with my case since I helped, you know, you guys? So Grace is like, I'm definitely going to give you a serious recommendation, and I'm gonna let them attorneys know exactly what you did to help us in this embezzlement case. So I'm hoping that she gets off, because if she don't get off after helping them do that, helping them set up Tasha and them on the embezzlement case, I don't know. I don't know, but then again, do y'all even think that she's innocent? She killed her hubby, self-defense, allegedly. Allegedly. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I think actually we only got like one more episode left, and yeah, I think so. No, two more, and then we also have two more episodes of Empire left. You guys, make sure you watch my review of Empire that I did yesterday, because we are down to the nitty gritty. We down to the wire with Empire 2, so we can find out who's in that casket. So make sure y'all go over to those of you on Instagram. Excuse me, I need something to drink. Those of you on Instagram, make sure you go over to my YouTube channels. I got two of them now. Hold on, let me get a drink. I ran out of red cups. I usually drink out of a red cup, but I ran out of them, so I got one of the cups out the cabinet. But anyway, my YouTube channels is Tanya Knows No Limit, and the other one is Tanya's Primetime TV / media reviews. So make sure you guys, you go over there, because a lot of times I do my lives on YouTube only, because I be using my phone to take live phone calls, because a lot of the times I do reviews and I have people call in and we be talking about different discussions. It might be celebrities, it might be trending news, it could be anything that we're talking about, and we'll take live calls. So make sure you are definitely subscribed to both of my YouTube channels, just in case I happen to not be going live on Instagram when I'm on my YouTube. And also, those of you on YouTube, please again follow me on my Instagram, Tanya Primetime TV, all one word. But you guys, again, let me know what you thought about the episode in the chat or in the comment section. Even after the video, I can still chat with you guys in the comment section if you leave if you leave a comment. And make sure you like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also please make sure you share. Please share my platform. If you enjoy my content, please share so other people can also have the advantage of, enjoying my content as well. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight. I know it's late. It's late. I have to be up at 7. No, I have to be at work at 7:30, because, some of y'all know I work at a nursing home part-time. And this is my weekend where I work days. So I have to be up at probably like 6:30 to get there on time by 7:30. So it's going to be a long day tomorrow, you guys. But anywho, you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will come at you hopefully tomorrow night with a review on, what's that show? Star. I am so behind. I'm going to try my best to watch all those episodes that I forgot to watch. I think it's like two or three. So I'm gonna try to binge watch those, and then bring you a review. If it's not, hopefully it's not too late tomorrow when I do. But anyway, I will post a notification so you guys can know what time I'm going live. And in the meantime and in between time, Primetime Squad, as usual, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.